Happy Friday, it's game day. World History students, every Friday I want to send you a video to kind of go over the high points of the lesson from Tuesday and Thursday, right? So this is not an extra assignment, not an extra assignment. You got that, John Kelly? It's just little extra to help you, all right? The assignment, as you can see, is the 5 themes of geography, where you had to write about what those were. Some struggles, especially with the last 3. So I want to give you an example to make sure that it makes sense to you. All right? So you can describe a place in 5 different ways. You can give its exact location. So let's say, for example, Michigan State, right? East Lansing. You can describe East Lansing as far as its location and its actual absolute location, which is latitude and longitude. So for those of you that are wondering, I know that's a lot of you, East Lansing is 42.7 degrees north latitude and 84.5 degrees west longitude. So you can say that's the location of East Lansing. But lots of people just talk about, where is it located relatively? We're not talking latitude and longitude, right? It's where is it? Well, we know that East Lansing is southwest of Bay City, right? That's a relative location. So in your essay, if you're talking about China or wherever, that's how you describe it in location. As far as place is going to be what are the characteristics of the location, the physical characteristics. Like East Lansing is, the location there's my wife in the background, is basically, same temperature, same climate, same landscape as us in Bay City, right? That's what it's like there. The physical or like the human characteristic, all right? I would stick with just like the topography for place. The third thing, human environmental interaction, is what are the human things that are going there primarily? Obviously, in East Lansing, there's a lot of winning going on, right? But definitely there's a college there. So there's an educational institution there. There's a lot of learning there. So you could talk about East Lansing, that it's a college town. That would be a theme of human environmental interaction in a city like East Lansing. As far as movement is concerned, movement is going to be people that move there, people move that have left. So you could talk just about the history of Michigan, how Native Americans lived in East Lansing, and then the French moved them out when the French moved in the exploration. You can do the same thing about moving the Indians out, or by the English and the movement in creating a state, right, in the 1830s. You could talk about the automobile industry, of how East Lansing was hit. And there were a lot of people that lived in East Lansing because of industry, but then they moved out because of loss of jobs, right? God forbid Michigan State would close because of this pandemic. But if that were to happen, you could imagine that movement would mean that a lot of people would move out, right? Just like they're winning so much, many people want to move in East Lansing. And then finally, your region, I think, was the one that had the most confusion. And region is comparing it to a different region. You can describe a place by describing how it's similar and how it's different to a different location. So let's take, for example, Ann Arbor, right? Similarities between Ann Arbor and East Lansing is they're both cities in Michigan. They both have colleges in those cities. Differences between those regions is obviously at Michigan State and East Lansing, they're a lot happier. They win a lot more games than in Ann Arbor. Okay? So I hope this helps you a little bit with your 5 themes of geography. You did a great job, the majority of you, but of course there was some questions. As far as the map of Africa, I really thought that was pretty self-explanatory. right? The first map is about medieval kingdoms in Africa. The second map is when European countries colonize Africa. And then the third map is how they become independent nations. I think that was pretty straightforward. I think the question in your essay was, are maps helpful? I think maps can be very helpful in telling the story, right? Because you don't have to do all that reading and all that stuff. You just take a look at it, and most of us are visual learners, right? Just like I'm doing this video right now. And you see things on a map, and you can just kind of deduce things. And so maps are definitely a great way to communicate. Even if you, like, for example, we use Google Maps to get to places, right? I think we just take it for granted, right? Make sure you have all your assignments in by Monday morning, really Sunday night, okay? And then next week we'll do Giddy Up. We'll do week 2, all right? Let me know if you ever have any questions. I know Ethan Spencer. Shout out to Ethan. Sent me a message. Austin Ryan Shuttle sent me an email. That was a great job. All right. Dakota Hebner. Yeah. Great job. Send me messages if you have questions. I'm here to help. All right. God bless you. Have a great Friday.